Why does the me think about itself all the time? Why is it so absorbed with itself all the time?
Because when we're in self-absorbed, we're so wrapped up in self.
Yeah.
We can't, if we're not redeemed from self, we're wrapped up in self, and that's all it is about.
And
self.
why is that?
Why is it that? Because we haven't given the permission to say have me. So it's a facade because we already are it. But we don't have the we're not giving the mental permission. So therefore it's blocked from expressing itself through us.
So let's put it another way.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the I. The I is really universal intelligence itself. The I. You see, everybody thinks they are personal. That's proof enough that it's universal, right? But what causes that? What causes that sense of being a person? You see? Because God is acting through you. It is God that looks through your eyes right now. It's God doing everything. But you equate it through memory as a separate you. And that becomes a small I. Okay? Pardon the expression, there is no small I or high I. But this is just for expression, and you did a beautiful job in doing that too. I'm just taking it a different way. But there's only one I. Now, when you say I, and you mean you are limited, you are in bondage, you are suffering. But when you say I am, you see I, not I am Burt, I, as being God, as being totality, as being whole, then you're coming from pure existence. Then you're coming from your true nature. Then you're coming from freedom. But the I is what creates that sense of thinking you are you. For example, let me ask you a question right now. I ask you, do you exist? And you'll say, of course I do. How do you know? He says, because I know. But who is it that knows? Go into that. Who is it that knows that? You see? That you exist. Who is that part in you that knows? And you'll find it has nothing to do with your ego, with your mind, with ideas, with thoughts, with emotions, with your past memory, nothing. It is that God in you that there is no God in you, there's only God. Because when I say in you, of course we're thinking in terms of two here. Okay? It is that which knows. It is that I that knows automatically. So everything that you think you're doing, you're not doing at all. It is the I that is doing it. But if it's coming from a personal thing, then of course it's limited and it's bondage, it's suffering. But if you know that I is doing everything, the I, whatever you want to call it, Allah, God, the ultimate one, the divine intelligence, that is doing everything, the source, that is doing everything. And that cannot be understood, because that is a mystery. Just like we don't know what forms makes a fetus turn into a child. Breathing. We don't know what makes a flower grow. We don't know. We don't know. When you begin to look at nature, you'll find it's filled with miracles and wonders. And we have no idea of how anything is done. Not at all. Now, when you begin to admit openly that you really don't know, and in that knowing you embrace that not knowing, like in other words, you accept it fully because there is no other choice, we could see it so clearly, that starts your freedom, your feeling of freedom. And feeling of freedom means being free from the fear of death, free from the need to control or be controlled, free from any need to change or to change anything. So, I have a few questions here that I'd like to explore. Since we can't change ourselves spiritually because we're already spirit, we know that, right? What can be done? Now we're already talking, we're not a doer. What can be done? What can be done? Since we cannot do anything, I mean, we're not doers, really. You know, that's like it says. We're already spirit.
Keep cleaning the windshield.
Yeah, but there's no doer, though.
Just being?
Just being, yeah, but just being, we cannot just be, you see, because you try to be, and immediately person says, well, how do you do that? You see, because being is a nothing. Being, okay, the word is to see. We can see, but the seeing is now. It's not something that you're going to do or something that you're, to see. Just like we gave an example last Thursday. You're walking down the street and you're walking down the street all the time. Same street, same. But today you've got all the time in the world. There are no worries, no concerns. You're not in a hurry to go any place. Your mind is perfectly calm, relaxed. You feel good. You begin to notice those beautiful lilies across the way, and you look at it and you see the beauty of it, and then it just dawns on you, nobody created this. Nobody created this flower. Oh, they could put, seed or water, but that's not the point. The point is what gives that seed that power to create such a flower. And you begin to see the miracle and wonder all around you. Why? Because you're open. You're allowed yourself to see. Okay, that seeing is what liberates you from bondage and brings freedom. Because you begin to see that everything that you thought was real about you is made up of facades, veneers, put-ons, social protocols, ideas, how things should be, you see? You begin to see everything is just a play. And this begins to drop. And that's how there is the flowering, you see? The flowering of that emptiness, the flowering of freedom. So the word is seeing. You see? And seeing is immediate. So as we're talking, you cannot say, well, I'm going to see what Burt was talking about by listening to the tape again. Well, it could happen, yes, because it's at that moment as you listen. But it has to be done at that moment. That's what seeing is. Seeing is at that very moment, as it is happening. Seeing can be in time. You cannot see in time, you can only see now. When you look clearly. Is that clear about seeing? Seeing is the only thing you can do. You cannot do anything.
Is seeing awareness or awareness realizing, even though there's not a realizer, but it's like knowing without knowing what you know. I don't know how to say that. Being aware.
Be aware, okay.
Is that the same as seeing? Being aware?
Yes and no. It's semantics here. You can be aware of something. I'm aware that the chair is there.
Right.
But to see the chair, to see it, then it takes on. Why do we call it a chair? Immediately, the moment you hear the word chair, you have there's a structure where I sit for comfort, and it's made up. But really, look at it. It's just a jumble of little things that we put together, right?
Direct experience of God to God.
Yeah, you're looking at things as they really are, which of course takes on a completely new way of seeing. And in seeing, there is one thing that happens. In seeing, you see how little you see all the time, because there's more and more and more. And it's so vast, and it's all unknowable. And so you're plunging into the unknown all the time. It's taking you deeper and deeper into your true nature, which of course going deeper does not mean going, we think in terms going deeper someplace. Going deeper means becoming more and more who you are.